Recording, and we're good to go, I guess. So, welcome everyone to the lowest attendance of AL ever in Taupo. A beautiful track that, if I say so myself, was made by a very, very good track maker, which is me. We're in New Zealand at the IRL track called Taupo. It is a real racing track. It's not raced very often, I think only in supercars, like Australian supercars. But it's a fun little track. I tried to make it as best as I could, like compatible with FES3 or FES4 racing. Sorry. So let's see if the drivers in AL can enjoy themselves here. It's a bit of a tight track, bit difficult with the little chicanes in the middle and here at the end. So I'm expecting some chaos, maybe a lot of grass cutting. Just checking Ricky now as he goes to pole position. Just checking his connection since, not sure if that was me, but let's see if he does that again. But Ricky so far with the 33.4. I have not been in too many practice races this week, but from what I could see, most people struggle to get under the 33s in the lower leagues. So if we get close to a 33.0, I would find that very impressive for AL. But yeah, only 6 people. I think because we are changing the starting time, Ricky doing a 100th faster time, with Mathagill now moving up to 2nd. That must be one of his better starts in AL, I would say. But yeah, there's a great opportunity for drivers like Mathagill or Axis or Drostov who don't race often, and we don't see often at the front of the field to, Mathagill leaving the race. I hope he's okay. But let's see if anyone can improve on this last lap. Axis now coming around the last corner, taking it well, not cutting any grass, and 32.95, what a lap from Axis. Out of nowhere, Pita also with a 33.0 at the end there, Piggy 33.2. So a lot changing in that last lap, a very good lap there from Axis. As I said, I wasn't expecting any sub 33s, but that is a great lap from him. So we have Axis starting on pole with Pito right behind him. Piggy takes P3 with Ricky in P4 after having the first 2 laps of the fastest time. With Mathagill, who was looking really good but disconnected on the last lap there. Starting now in P5 behind, in front of his teammate for this race, Drostov, with a 33.6. Let's have a look if Mathagill is okay. Oh, he just quit because I think he was just on a bad lap. Nice lap, Axis. Ready. Race. Yeah, I think this must be the worst attendance ever, Macho. This, I don't think I've ever seen it lower than 6. I'll check after this, but this is pretty low. Really. Alright, so we are in with Axis leading us away here. On the outside, he's thinking about the hards or mediums, a lot of soft runners behind him, but he is going bald. He's going bold with the, not bald, with the strategy, starting on the hards. Taking a slow start and bunching everyone up. Big lag rocket behind between the 2 bold racing cars. As Axis drives away on these hards, immediately creating a little gap with Ricky Boy also coming through the field on hard. Big teleport from Ricky Boy. You have to watch out for that because he did of course skip CC, but he moved to the back anyway, so let's hope that all smooths all out. Piggy on the softs, so he's going to be rapid in this first stint, chasing down Axis. A big pace difference between the softs and the hards here, so immediately catches up to him and immediately goes for the move as well. Axis should just stay in the slipstream here from him, as he probably will try to. Further back we have Pito, a little gap between him and the top 2, and not sure if he can catch with Piggy seemingly very fast on pace here on the soft. The bold racing cars still struggling, still fighting with each other. They're going 3 wide on the back now. As Mathagill moves around the outside, Drostov of course with some ping, which I think is causing a bit of this, with a nice move around the outside nevertheless. Peter's still in this world of his own. Axis seems to have lost Piggy a little bit, but might work something out with maybe a pit stop less, or maybe Piggy going to the heart after this, which would slow him down for the second half of the race. But further back, let's watch this, because there's not much going on at the front, it seems. With Ricky Boy now making moves, sending it up the inside of Drostov. Methagil not getting to make use of his soft tires, as Drostov, I think, just edges Ricky into the grass on the inside there. A bit of aggressive defending from him. Methagil still trying things around the outside. Not much doing so far, but it is a difficult track to overtake, of course, very tight. And you have to be lucky that people around you see where you are, as Drostov does not seem to understand that people have ping around him. Keeps edging people into the grass a little bit. Up front, it looks like Pito is doing well. Pito is moving up towards Axis now. Axis not really losing Piggy so far, so that's a good sign for him, as he will be on the fresher tires at the end. Pito makes a little mistake, bit of a gap again, but all three of them are still in contention here for the win, and seem to be very comfortable in the podium positions, as it's a 4-second gap already to Drostov. Ricky and Methagil also have seemed to resolve their fighting a little bit. We go back to the front with Pito again getting closer to Axis, but such a difficult track with all these small grass cuts that you could potentially make if you go in a little bit too hard. But Pito now definitely in the slipstream of Axis. Let's see if he will try to make a move. We're on lap 6 already, so the softs would be going off a little bit. As we can see now, maybe just missed the time of Piggy on the last lap, but Axis looks to be closing in again. Only 0.8 seconds behind. Pito now trying a move, thinking about it twice, just staying in the slip for now. But yeah, Axis doing a fantastic job keeping up here. I can definitely take a screenshot for you. I'll turn up the names a little bit. Pito goes around the outside, but it doesn't really go well. A lot of fighting, which allows Piggy again to move away. So now Pito in the second place. There's now a 2-second gap to Piggy. The fighting really cost both of them a lot. Let's see if they can do something here. I assume Piggy will be going into the pits this lap. Yep. Let's see what he goes on to. Another set of softs, so probably trying to do the 2-stopper here. That might be risky. I'm not sure if that will be faster. The pit loss on this track is a bit longer, as we're of course going around the outside of the main straight. It takes just a second longer than a usual pit stop around most tracks where it's on the inside. But still, that can make a lot of difference, because it's a tough track, and dealing with dying softs 2 times in a row might be a bit difficult. But Piggy's gonna try it. He's not that far behind, it seems. I don't know if the guys up front made some mistakes, maybe. Axis is in the 35s, Pito in the 33 stills on those like 9-lap old medium tires here. So Pito looking good, but Piggy closing in rapidly, even on his outlap, closing in nearly a second on Axis. Drostov and Ricky still chilling behind, not much fighting going on there. Methagil already went for a spit stop as well, doing the same strategy as Piggy here. Probably a 2-stopper with just softs all the way, which is allowed, of course, in AL. You don't have to follow 2 compound rules here. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, let's see if the strategy for Piggy works out, because so far it definitely looks like he has the upper hand here, as he's already on the back of Axis, probably trying to pass him on the back straight here, or maybe already before that into the hairpin. Big send from him, and it is clean. Good move. So yeah, maybe Axis can benefit here a little bit. If he can stay in the slipstream, he will be going a bit longer, but oh, he goes in already. Yeah, I think maybe he went on the hards by accident, because I did tell him to go medium, but maybe he didn't like the mediums for 10 laps because he's going hards again. So I think that he just enjoyed the hards a bit more, feels like he can be more consistent on them, and that is of course a valid reason to stay on them. With Pito now 5 seconds behind Piggy. Of course Piggy has to make another stop, Pito doesn't. That will probably put Piggy behind him again, but on fresh softs with dying mediums at the end, that might be a bit difficult to defend. And Piggy looks rapid 33.5 against, well, of course, an outlap of 35.3. X is 38 seconds, had probably some mistake. Matthegill cuts a bit of the grass on the inside and gets past again. He still has to go for another pit stop and then make all that time back. So Ricky Boy tries to stay close to Drostov, but thanks to the mistake now can, but not making much of an impression so far in this race. A race where a podium is very, very likely for most people. 50% of the people will get a podium. Oh, is Peter okay? Well, it doesn't seem like he impeded anyone, but I have to keep an eye on that. But let's see if he is okay with his ping. Luckily there was no fighting going on. No fighting with Axis as Axis goes a bit wide out of there. Further back there is some movement. Ricky Boy and Matthegill now closer together again. So Matthegill takes a bit of a wide approach to the hairpin, which loses him slipstream for the straight behind here, but Ricky Boy makes a mistake and Matthegill goes into the pit. So no fighting there. Yeah, it's a bit difficult, of course, to commentate when there's only 6 people on a 35-second track. It's not much going on, but we keep going. The exciting thing that we will have to see now probably is Piggy coming into the pits again. See, he doesn't. Let's see where he comes out. He has a pretty big gap of nearly 7 seconds to Peter. But is that enough? Yeah, Peter, no. He is not in the slipstream, so yeah, that good strategy from Piggy. I think he just had insane pace all around. Just faster than everyone else in AL. We have some fighting going on again. Drostov and Ricky Boy. Let's see if Drostov can throw some interesting defenses again. Ricky Boy, of course, trying his best, but made a move on a part where Drostov probably did not see him. Might try again now up the inside, but Drostov says no, moves across, gets put into the grass. It's not a great move, but we could say that is a bit of karma for interesting defending tactics. As Matthegill comes around on his fresh softs 5 seconds back, he's doing good time zone, 33.8. That should, that gained him like 2 seconds on Drostov with that fighting with Ricky. So if he keeps that up, he might be up for P5 still. Axis just chilling. Vito just chilling. Piggy absolutely flying. 32.9. Vito 34. Axis 34.2. And the rest is all in the 34s as well. See if Matthegill also in the 34s. Yeah, Piggy a class ahead on this track during this small 20-lap race to start us off for the weekend. Yeah, he's been doing a solid job. He's been leading the championship, I think from round 1, I want to say. And not looking to let that lead go. Yeah, he won the first race, got 3rd place last time around, and now looks to take another 1st place to add to that, extending his lead to Vito. The top 2 is also the top 2 in this race, so he will now have a gap of fastest lap as well. He did not get pole position. We will have a gap of, quick math, 17 points after this race. What we really want to know is how many individual cow models did I make? I'm not sure actually. I think I just made groups of cows. So there's like a bunch of groups of cows that are like copied and flipped and standing next to each other. So interesting fact about the cows is that it's just a bunch of groups of the same cow. Let's see if we can get a nice view from them here. Oh, look at those beautiful cows grazing here with their little pond and their food. But yeah, Piggy's already on to the last lap. He has a nice, comfortable 4-second gap to P2 behind. And yeah, not faltering. still going strong, looking to start off his PC career with possibly a championship in both AL and JL, because he's also doing great in JL. But he takes the first race of the weekend. Great job to Piggy. And Pito, nice job from him as well, taking it home in P2. The Axis is third podium in AL. Great job from him too. Ricky comes home in P4 after a difficult fight with Drostov, who suddenly... that is how Ricky felt about that fight, but Drostov dropped off 7 seconds in the end there, with Matagil nearly catching him. Yeah, good race. With the low attendance, it was still enjoyable to watch for the little fights that we've had. Nice fastest time as well from Piggy, who just dominated. Didn't look like he was going to lose after finishing that second stint. So great job from all 6 drivers. Thank you for joining, and we move on to JL very soon. So see you there.